Now, Stormwatch 12 weather with meteorologist Oliver Smith.
Well, our next system is offshore and quickly approaching the region. In fact, we do have some high clouds in the vicinity, but those high clouds haven't been enough to block out some of the moisture in the air, in which that is a result of fog over in Klamath Falls. So it's pretty moist at the surface. The high clouds aren't really allowing things to saturate a little bit less. So we're looking at that. We're looking also at some fog developing here in Medford, Mount Shasta City, and along the coast as well. So Medford could continue with the fog development as we go through the nighttime hours. Temperatures for tonight, it's already 19 in Lakeview, 20s for the rest of the east side, between 30 and 35 down into the Shasta Valley, and up mid-30s to low 40s here in the Rogue Valley. A difference, 36 and 41 for Medford and Grants Pass, 54 on Gold Beach. So our forecast for tonight, temperatures won't drop a whole lot with the increasing clouds because they'll get thicker as that system quickly approaches the region. Still looking at teens for Lakeview, upper 20s for Klamath Falls, generally 30s up and down I-5, 28 for Mount Shasta City, and 46 for Brookings. Tomorrow's high should be about 54 degrees. We should be right around 50 in the Rogue Valley. 41 though, with a lot more rain for Mount Shasta City. I'll be talking about that in a little bit. And low 40s east of the Cascades. Now with that system, we're going to have some pretty strong winds. We do have a National Weather Service has issued a wind advisory for the Rogue and the Shasta Valleys for tomorrow, 7 o'clock in the morning to 7 o'clock in the evening, for a wind gust upwards of 50 miles an hour. And we could be looking at possible tree damage. You know, tree limbs can get knocked over and unsecured objects can be blown over. So keep that in mind for tomorrow. So we're going to be looking at rain developing early morning along the Oregon coast. That should slowly move into the region as we get into the afternoon. Late morning, early afternoon, we should start seeing that precipitation make it into the Rogue Valley, and eventually it'll make it east of the Cascades. See a little bit of some rain-snow mix. Could change over to all snow as we go into tomorrow night east of the Cascades, but accumulations are going to be very light because the snow level is going to be about 4,000 feet. So it'll be like a rain-snow mix changing over to snow, and then kind of a rain-snow mix kind of a deal. For Wednesday morning, we'll be looking at more rain moving west of the Cascades. Eventually that'll push off east of the Cascades, and we'll start seeing decreasing showers once we get towards Wednesday. There is a ridge of high pressure that's going to try to build in on Thursday, and it may not be strong enough to prevent this system from giving us a few showers, so we could see a few showers possible on Thursday. Otherwise, won't be a washout by any means. Now, in terms of snowfall forecast for the Cascades, we're going to be looking at light snow amounts here in Oregon, but that's a different story for Mount Shasta. We're going to be looking at 1 to 2 feet of snow because you're going to get a strong south to north flow, which is going to help a lot for snow creation over in your neck of the woods. So for road conditions here in Oregon, we're going to generally be looking at good conditions for Tuesday during the day. Nighttime and into Wednesday, that's when things are going to go downhill, but they won't be terrible, but things will get much worse once we get towards next weekend. Now, rainfall amounts for this particular system, not a whole lot of rain, especially east of the Cascades. We could pick up a 1/4 inch or so here in the Rogue Valley, but notice Mount Shasta City and the Oregon coast well over an inch because, yeah, that's with this particular flow. That's the kind of favored areas to get a lot of rain. So our system moves through the region for today, or for tomorrow and into Wednesday. Then we get a brief break for Thursday, and then that big system I've been talking about for the last several days is going to move into the region for over the weekend. And what we're going to be looking at is snow levels about 4,500 feet on Friday afternoon, about 2,500 feet by the time we get to Saturday afternoon. And then by the time we get to Sunday morning and again on Monday morning, they'll be very close to the valley floor. Now, in terms of how much precipitation, it doesn't look like a lot at this particular time, but Matt will be here in the evenings, Josh will be here in the mornings keeping you up to date, and then it looks to dry out after that. So here's our forecast for the Oregon coast for the next several days. Temperatures staying into the 50s through Friday, cooling off to near 50 degrees by the weekend. For Northern California, it looks to be somewhat dry for Wednesday, but definitely dry on Thursday. And then we'll see that rain and snow start to ramp up by the end of the week. For the Klamath Basin, you're going to have very cold overnight lows, especially once we get towards next weekend, dropping back into the teens. Highs are also going to drop into the 30s for next weekend as well, with plenty of snow by then. Cascades are going to get hit hard, especially once we get towards the weekend and into early next week. A lot of snow, which is great news because everybody's really low on snowpack. And here in the Rogue Valley, after a rainy and windy Tuesday, a little bit of a break for Wednesday and Thursday, and then the rain shows back up for Friday. And again, there's that snow chance for Sunday morning.
All right, thanks, Oliver. I know a lot of people are hoping for snow and